Now let us talk about linked list. As we have seen arrays, in arrays we simply store blocks of data, that is contiguous storage of memory, but we need to know the array size well before. And one more aspect is that if you are using 1000 spaces, means if we define an array with 1000 spaces, it is seldom that we use all these spaces. We generally use few of them. Then also we have this dynamically sized arrays, and what this dynamically sized array means, that maybe not at compile time but at runtime we declare and we accept or accept the values, the number of values which are going to be placed in the array, or how many memory is to be allocated. For example, just think about Facebook. I'm not saying that it uses array, but just for example, that if Facebook array or Facebook uses arrays to keep track of the customers which are arriving, but these numbers are not fixed. There are thousands of thousand people who are making their Facebook profile every day and keeping their information. So it's very hard to guess the right size. For that, uh, we really need to know, or we need to have a data structure such that it can be extended, it can be shrunk. Means array is fixed size. Array is fixed size. So we require a data structure called linked list, which is an array which is dynamically sized array. Can the variables and the functionalities of this linked list are much better than these arrays, and we don't give in beforehand the number of values which are to be kept in arrays. Now, what exactly we expand or shrink the memory? What does it mean is, what we are doing is we are having an array. Now, what that if I really need this array to be extended, what can be done? I can have another array of say larger size, but it may be possible that in memory this size is not available, in the contiguous memory is not available. Then what to do? There are various observations. For example, in a memory, if this is a memory, say we have this space free, this space free, this space free. So what we can do is we can place one value here, the other value can be placed here, the other value can be placed here, the fourth value can be placed here, and likewise. Then we build the link between them. So this is how this linked list is made. This is the basic illustration of linked list. We have all a head. What does this head do? It is actually pointing to the first node. We call it a node because in this node what we'll have, we will have a value and we will have a pointer which is pointing to the next node. As I just suggested that this should have a link to this, and how to get the first one? This is through head. This head is pointing to the first node, and this node will be containing the addresses or the pointers to the next node. And this is why if we are at head, we can go to the next one, and again from this node we can go to next one, and finally the last one can be pointing to a null, or it is maybe pointing by or pointed by a tail. This is how it is done. One more thing I would like to talk about is vector. What is vector? In C++, those students who are aware of this vector, they know that it can be dynamically extended. Means it is not necessary to beforehand provide the value. You just try to add, or you just give the value, and it will expand by itself. But the basic underlying idea is that this vector is also following the linked list in the background, right? It is following the linked list. So depending upon your work, depending upon the task, it depends whether you would like to go for a linked list or an array or a vector. For example, let me emphasize or let me elaborate linked list. You might have played that treasure hunt game, which nowadays children generally play. What happens in that is a clue is there for the treasure. So when a particular person sees this clue will take him to another clue, and this will take him to another clue, finally reaching to the treasure. So this is how treasure is hunt. So this is kind of linked list. As we just talked about linked list in a diagrammatical form, now this is just an example of how we can define or how we can very well perhaps make a view of linked list in your mind. Now, as we have talked about linked list, how it can be made, let us come down to actual implementation. Let us see a linked list of integer type. Means we'll have a node and it will contain a value. This value will be integral value, and there will be a pointer which will be pointing to the next node. So we'll make a structure called struct and item. This will be the name of the structure. Int value means this is the value. This is the value, integer value, and item store not next. This is a pointer to the next, means pointer to the next node. And we can also define what? We can define this is a constructor kind of thing, that is value will be given to this value, means this will be initialized, value will be initialized with some value, and the next will be initialized to n. This next will be initialized to n. So every time it has an int, a piece of code in the linked list, every time it points to or pointer next to another node. So the first node will have a pointer to the second node, second will have a pointer to the third node, and likewise. But what about the last node? The last node will have a next pointer to null, right? What we can do is we can write in this way: item star p, this can be any pointer, say p, will be equal to new item. So we are making a p of item type, in this structure type, and we are passing, because we have two things here, one is the value, one is the pointer. So for the value we are putting value 5, so value of 5 will come here, and this p next will be null, p next will be null. So this is what we wanted to achieve with our last node. But there is a simple value also, a simple way to write it like this: item star p is equal to new item 5 comma null. And what is this? This is actually this function. So just by writing one line, rather than having two lines, just by one line we can easily this statement can be used as a code, right? And the important thing is, before I conclude, the important thing is the header pointer, because if you lose this header pointer, as I just suggested, that this head is very important. If this is lost, there is no way you can go to the first node, and the first node will take you to another node. So this is very important. The first node is very important, that is pointed by the head. So hope you got a bit idea about linked list. We'll be discussing it in long stretched lectures later on. Thank you so much.